お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another My Hero Academia episode review. And this is over episode, what was it? Episode 14, or episode in total, episode 77, titled Bright Future. Now, I knew this episode was coming, and I knew that it was an emotional one. I knew that this was going to happen. And, you know, when you're so invested in a story and how well written that, you know, the authors are for stories, and the fact that, you know, we get all these different points of views, we get all these different personalities, we get drawn into the characters. Obviously, that's what's supposed to happen when you get invested into a story and stuff. You get drawn in, and you feel for the characters. And, this episode was one of those episodes, because it was very emotional on all fronts, really. On all fronts. Throughout the whole episode, it was very emotional. Not only from the hero side, but also Overhaul as well. I mean, sure, you know, sometimes there's those villains that you don't really like, but then you find out their points of view and stuff like that. So then you feel a little bit for some of the villains, because they're, you know, they think that what they're doing is right or whatever. But Overhaul's a little bit different. But the fact that he's, well, we still don't actually know if he's, like, actually dead, within the story, or what, but what Shigaraki did to him in the episode, kind of explains a little bit here and there. It does make sense that that Overhaul, or Kai Chisaki, is possibly dead, but in the manga we don't know what has happened to him. It feels like he's dead. Same thing with the anime. They make it look like he's dead, or like he's, you know, in the process of dying or whatever. But we don't know the official outcome for it. So there's that. And the other side, the hero side, Sir Night-Eye. Sir Night-Eye and all that, and his part in all this, and his whole thing, and how let me see, so yeah, we have Night-Eye's whole thing in the story, and his big turning point for the story and where it's going to go from now on is, in this episode, everyone on the English cast did an amazing job. I know that I have said this before, but Rico, who voices Mirio, he's been doing a really good job as Mirio, and some of the stuff that I have posted he has liked and commented on it, and even put it on his own Instagram story as well. So he's one of those voice actors that interacts with a lot of the fans and stuff like that. But I mean, so do all of them. They all pretty much do. But how he does it is, I feel like it's a little bit more than some of them, which is pretty cool. And I think that he, you know, the way that he did the range of his voice and all that throughout this episode and throughout the whole emotional high points, which is pretty much literally the last bit of the episode, was really well done. And I have to say, Brandon, I think, yeah, who plays Night-Eye, he did a really good job as Night-Eye. I actually ended up liking Night Eye more when I actually got to hear, who's voicing him and stuff like that. Um, so when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to manga or stories and stuff like that, and then you have the whole, either it gets a movie or an anime adaptation or like stuff like that. When you don't get the full, like, you sometimes get the full effect when you are reading the story and you are invested into it. And it was for me when I read this in the manga. But I have to say that once you hear it and you hear like the music in the background and you hear the stress in the voices and how this is literally real, like to the, this is real. And the fact that these voice actors can do that, it's just amazing. And I have to say that this will definitely go down as one of my favorite episodes of the season, just because of how the voice actors, control their voice to do these ranges, and when it's a crying scene or something like that, they do a really good job at it. And yeah, the next episode seems like this is when everybody goes back to the dorms and they have to go on with just go on with doing what they got to do. And I knew that this video, after watching this episode, was going to be hard, but it's even worse than I thought it was going to be. But I have to say, this is a really good episode. Voice actors did great. I really love how My Hero is one of those animes that follows directly from the manga, and each scene is like panel for panel, except there was like a few, like back in season 3, there was in the manga it was only a panel, but in season 3 it was a full episode, which I was happy for. So if we can get some more in canon filler-ish episodes like that, I'm fine with that, because it's still like drives the story. It's just that if they do end up, if like it was like a panel or two in the manga, they kind of flesh it out in the anime, which I love. Which is why I like that one episode in season 3, because of that. Because in the manga it was only one panel, and then in the anime, like I said, it was a full episode. So I loved that. And we're gonna have some after this. It's not gonna be as emotional, I don't think, as this was. There are some points that I know where this is going, because the next small little arc is the remedial course arc, where Bakugo and Shoto have to go and retake their hero license exam. So the next, like, I would say maybe the next 3, 4, possibly 5 episodes, or no, I think the next 3. I think the next 3 will possibly be the remedial course arc, and then after that it will be the school cultural fest arc to end us off of season 4. And I'm really looking forward to the cultural fest. I want to see more of it in the anime than what was in the manga. But I will say that this is the end of the Shie Hassaikai, or the overhaul Chisaki arc. This is the last episode of it, and it hit hard. So did the last episode before that, Infinite 100%. Literally, these 2 episodes are my favorite episodes of season 4 so far. Once we get to the cultural fest stuff, then I'll probably have like an episode or two from the Cultural Fest as well. But other than that, these two are, I'm going to say, hands down, are my two favorite episodes of this whole arc. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this anime review. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Leave some comments down below on what you guys thought of the episode and stuff like that. And if you are new to my channel and a friend of My Hero, please hit that subscribe and notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video, which most likely will be on Saturdays when the episodes are uploaded. And I'm saying this again, yes, I am watching it in English dub. So if you have problems with the fact that I'm an episode behind with my anime reviews, that's perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with uploading the English dub reviews because, one, I am slammed with a bunch of homework. So I have a lot of homework to do from college classes and stuff like that. So the fact that I can do these anime episode reviews on Saturdays, hopefully as a constant thing, I like to have this out, and because I just like, don't get me wrong, the Japanese voices for My Hero are great. I saw most of season 3 in Japanese, and then I watched it in English and did the English anime reviews. So I understand how many people like the Japanese voices and all that. I get it. And if you are new to my channel, I have said this multiple times before, I am a quarter Japanese. So yes, there are times where it's hard for me to say that, oh, I like English voices, or oh, I like Japanese voices. I like both. Because I am Japanese, this has gotten me into looking more into the Japanese culture and stuff like that. And then it also expressing more of the anime side to it. So that's how I see it. So yes, if you are some of my new subscribers that have subscribed from either my Pokemon stuff and other things like that, I am part Japanese, so people who want to either talk bad about what I do on my channel or whatever, that's perfectly fine, because I've said this before, I cover all bases, I read the manga, I watch anime in English and in Japanese, and I'm part Japanese as well. So like there's that as well. So I cover all bases in this as an anime fan and all that. I cover all the bases and stuff like that. So if you want to, talk bad about me, go ahead. I don't care. But just know that I'm running my channel how I want to, and what goes on here is what goes on. And like I said, this episode is really good. Definitely my second favorite episode of the season and stuff like that. And I guess I'll see you guys next Saturday for the next episode called Smoldering Flames. See you guys next time.